Today I want to kind of talk about breakfast and protein, and I think I heard somewhere, that protein is brain food, but what was interesting to me is protein in the morning, it's kind of like a time delivery. It's a slow, if you're taking meds and you have like carbohydrates and stuff like that, it actually is like a time release thing, and it's really beneficial. Can you speak to that?
Well, the issue is that people really need to know about is more of a clinical experience that I've seen, because I can't tell you the exact science of what goes on with protein in the gastric juices and so on, but I can tell you from clinical experience that the people who have the protein have fewer side effects to medication. Just a basic thing. They have fewer side effects.
Really?
So if somebody comes in and says, I can't take that medicine, I say, well, did you have breakfast? No, I don't eat breakfast. I mean, so pervasive in stimulant medication land is people don't eat breakfast. So the issue is, when you get protein on board, what happens is it helps you on a neurophysiologic level, because the protein, and there are studies on this, I'm telling you straight studies, neurotransmitters come from protein. And you can see it, they rise and fall in a day. So if you have good neurotransmitters on board, then you're sending the medications in to collect the neurotransmitters, then you're going to have a better outcome. That's one thing. But back to the original thing that you and I were talking about. If a person doesn't take the protein in the morning, that medication is going to come in, it's going to go immediately into their system. And when it comes into their system, they're going to have gastric irritability, they can have a rush in their head, and they, I just can't take this medication, because that's what's happening. Whereas if they just took it with protein, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, it's going to be much better.
So food is going to be medication for you. You're going to need to eat these for certain reasons. And it's interesting, because as you begin to describe this, is if you have ADHD and you're on stimulant medications, whether you like it or not, if maybe you wake up in the morning, you're not really hungry, but protein is as much a part of medication in this process as the actual stimulants.
It is.
In that context.
That is a very key point, Jeff. You raised a very key point, because if you're really not eating correctly, then you're not actually, in a way, quote unquote, medicating yourself correctly, because the medications are not going to work predictably. They're going to be unpredictable. The person's going to be a treatment failure. They're going to be all upset, and they're going to come in and see me for a second opinion, and it was just simply protein for breakfast.
Well, I think it's important. Again, breakfast is important. Protein is particularly important. And so with that, thank you very much for coming on the show, Dr.
Thank you,
Parker.
buddy. Nice seeing you again.
Take care.